Are you willing to, are you, do you want to move forward? That doesn't change anything that I'm going to send you regarding your impact statement and whatnot. I just like to, when we document, when I talk to my victims, document where they stand so that, when the prosecutor reaches out to you, they read the notes and they know where you stand and everything. Again, I'm not an attorney. I'm here to support you um, the best I can with maneuvering through the criminal justice system.
Okay. Yeah, I'm definitely wanting to uh, press charges.
Okay.
Good morning, everybody. It has been 3 days since the altercation with myself and my daughter, and it's just stressful, to say the least, right? Um, I know that people kind of want to hear what happened, and I want to tell you guys what happened from my point of view and how I see it. Um, I'm sorry, y'all. That was the prosecutor who just called me, who I just got off the phone with. Anyway, so my daughter is incarcerated for attacking me, and it is a serious felony assault charge. It's not being handled lightly because she did not only attack me physically, but she pulled out a gun off of someone's holster who was trying to like split us apart. She pulled his gun out of his holster and threatened to shoot and kill me. Um, so that took it from just being um, a regular assault charge, right? Like, assault is never good, especially on your parents. Um, but it took it from being a regular assault charge to a felony assault with intent to do great bodily harm and felonious assault. So it took it from, just the fight to um, a felony. So anyway, let me just go back a little bit, y'all, and bear with me. But I'm gonna start from the beginning. Um, my daughter, she is not mentally ill. She does not have any um, mental issues that I know about, unless something new has occurred. Um, Ultimately, she's always been good at her books, and um, she has 2 degrees. She's always been fairly responsible, but she has always also been very selfish and very disrespectful um, throughout her life, you know, whenever she couldn't get her way. Not just with myself, but with her dad, and, even with her sister. This is who she is. Um, so I know she has some type of anger issue. I do know that much. But again, my daughter is not mentally ill. She does not take drugs. She does not do cocaine. She does not smoke weed. She has a drink occasionally, but when I say occasionally, I do mean occasionally. Um, she has 2 degrees. She's working towards her master's. She she has a 1-year-old son, and that's my daughter in a nutshell. Like, bubbly, upbeat. She speaks well. She take care of herself. She take care of her child. That's my daughter in a nutshell. Um, yeah. Well, anyway, she had a boyfriend all throughout her high school years, um, who was verbally and physically abusing her, and we didn't know. Um, and when we did know, we pressed in on him. Her dads and her cousins, and everybody pressed in on him because we wasn't playing about that. you know. But in turn, she got mad at us, for coming in between them. So anyway, I prayed and prayed and prayed that my daughter would get away from this boy that was, you know, attacking her and abusing her. And, you know, I just prayed because, excuse me, at that time it was nothing that I was going to say, her dad was going to say, nobody was going to say to get her to leave him alone. Even the boy's father, who is deceased now, he told my daughter, like, just leave my son alone. Like, you don't deserve that. Leave my son alone. But she never would. So as some time went by, years went by, um, God answered my prayers. He removed him from her life. And I was very, very, very happy that he had done so. But it wasn't without um, incident. My daughter had just bought her first car. She was very excited about it. And he literally damaged it, tore it up, trashed the inside, bust the windows out, like really, really messed her car up out of, jealousy, anger, rage. I'm not sure what it was. So me and her dads, we towed the car and, got it repaired. So after that, we kind of was just like, you go back to this boy, we're cutting you off. And God stepped in and he separated them two. And that was like, okay, thank you, Jesus. But then she met another guy and he was really, really cool. He was very respectful. And yeah, he was the breath of fresh air. He was like the person I prayed for her to, you know, meet or come into her life, right? And so that happened. And I'm excited, but people pretend well. So he had his issues, and um, it didn't show up until it showed up. Okay, which by saying that I mean until they had a child. Once they had a child, their relationship started going down, and they became verbally abusive to each other, not physically but verbally. And yeah, so their relationship split, and they had a very messy breakup to the point where they were inside of court, fighting for custody of my grandson. Now, in the midst of them fighting for custody of my grandson, he's like really, really pulling out all the stops because she's no longer living in a household with him. He's like, I'm going to tell them that you're homeless and you don't have anywhere to stay with my son, and that automatically is going to give me the right to have my son. And my daughter, she was living with me at the time because she had just left that place of residence where they shared together because of all of the fighting and all of the blowing up. And so she stayed here with me. So I told her, baby, just stack your money, get you a place for you and my grandson, and don't worry about it. So when the court date came in the mail, my daughter was very anxious, very upset, very scared. And she was just like, Mom, they're going to take my son because I don't have a place to live. I'm living in your 1-bedroom apartment. And I'm like, they will never take your son because of that. You know what I mean? But in her mind, She like, yes, they will. Yes, they will. I'm like, they won't do that. Long as he has a place to lay his head, he has food, he's not being abused, his health and medical needs are being met, you will be fine. But she was just broken and crying and sad, not just because of that situation, but also too because her relationship had failed. And so I was just like, you know what? I'm gonna pick up some extra hours, I'm gonna get some money, and I'm gonna help you. So I did that. And I gave her her security deposit to move into her place. Last year, I came across some money, and this was before she had any incident with her son's father. I came across some money, and I gave both of my children $1,000. Jada took $1,000 that I gave her, and she put it on surgery to have a BBL. Again, there was no friction between her and her son's father at the time, so she didn't had no issues about housing or anything at that time. So she took it and she put the $1,000 towards the BBL, and got her appointment date. Fine. My other daughter, she blew it, whatever she did with it, okay. Because my problem is not what you did with the money. Because once I gave it to you, I gave it to you for you to do whatever you wanted to do with it, okay. That $1,000 was just a blessing because I was blessed. So, now let's fast forward. Now all of this stuff uh, uh, transpired. She paid for the $1,000 towards her BBL. When Texas came, she paid her BBL off. So when Texas came out this year, she paid her BBL off. Well, down. Okay. So I'm like, okay, whatever. I was even planning to go with her to have her surgery, even though I didn't even want her to have it, but I wanted to be there with my baby in case anything go wrong. So, anyway, when she got her taxes, she paid her BBL down, okay? She still needed money to do other stuff or whatever, but she was working. She was, I knew she was going to come up with it because she was adamant about having this surgery. But then she just up and quit her job. And I'm like, why would you quit your job? Well, I got to have a surgery anyway, so they going to fire me anyway. I ain't got enough time in. So I'm going to have to get a new job anyway. So that's where the delusion really started kicking in, because I'm like, that don't make sense. I would at least keep working all the way up until. I wouldn't quit months before, right? So anyway, I'm like, okay, whatever. Then the incident with her and her son's father came up, and they butt heads, and she moved out. They broke up, and now it's messy, and now they're having the courts involved, and now the courts is like sending her paperwork and sending him paperwork, and his argument was that my daughter was aggressive, she was scary, and sometimes he was scared for the safety of his child because some of the things that my daughter would say, and also that my daughter had no roof over her head. She had nowhere for their child to live. Now, I'm reading this stuff and I'm like, ain't nothing wrong with my daughter. She would never harm my grandson. She would never do none of this. Like, that's not the case. She would never harm him. She would never, no. So the whole time I'm like, whatever. Stop, I'm thinking to myself, like, stop this madness. Y'all just mad at each other. Y'all just going back and forth with each other. Oh, my back is hurting, y'all. Y'all just going back and forth with each other, and y'all just doing all of this mess and causing issues, you know what I mean, for each other, unnecessary issues, because y'all don't know how to fight well. Y'all don't know how to fight right. Y'all just, saying anything So anyway, y'all. Now, mind y'all, I had to stand up because my back was hurting. Now, mind y'all, she sad and she going through it again. You know, she want a place. She don't want to, you know, run the risk of losing my grandson to his father. All of this stuff. And so I said, okay, you know what? Here you go. Here's the security deposit for you to move into your place. You go ahead, you get you a place. All you got to do is pay your first month rent. You move into you a place and plant your feet. You know, do what you got to do for you and your child. I said, at the end of the day, I always got your back. But then this is the conversation I had with her after. I told her, I said, you know, I told her, let me take my daughter's name out of it. Because I don't want nobody trying to find my daughter, do all that. But I said, you know, at the end of the day, maybe you should go ahead and, you know, get your money back for the surgery. Maybe maybe you should wait on that surgery. I'm like, you might not get it all back. You know, they might take $500 or whatever, or just whatever, but get your money back because you need a roof over your head more than you need a new butt. Like, let's just keep it real. And I told her, I said, I don't think that makes sense. I think that's stupid for you to go and have a surgery and you going through all of this. You need to go get you a place, and whatever you got left over, you put that on that and you work and grind and get that if that's what you want. But right now, you got to do what you got to do, you know. But she wasn't willing to do that. So anyway, I gave her the money for her security deposit. She claimed that she was going around and she was trying to get a place, but all of the places that she was trying to get, they wouldn't allow her, you know, they wouldn't rent to her for whatever reasons. Now, I ain't gonna lie, y'all. I was just like, I was over it because I'm like, these kids, this is what I'm thinking to myself. I'm not saying it to my daughter, but I'm thinking like these kids today, they just stupid. Their priorities is just messed up. Like, I would never go do an elective procedure over my children having a roof over their head. Now, I'm not a perfect person. I'm not going to sit here and act like I was the perfect mother. I'm not going to sit here and act like I had it all together. I'm not going to sit here and act like it was a walk in the park for me, because it wasn't. I had 2 children before I was 19 years old. So I'm not even finna sit here and act like I had, you know, it was easy for me. But common sense was common for me. That's all I'm gonna say. So I told my daughter, I said, you know, I just don't, I think that is a poor decision. I think you should get your money back. I think you should get a place and a roof over your head for that child and yourself, and you know, do what you need to do. So anyway, to make a long story short, I was calling her, you know, and reiterating that, like, you need to get your money back, and stop even obsessing over having a surgery that, you know, it can wait. It can wait. Now, I didn't feel like she needed to have the surgery, but she wanted it. You know what I mean? So, okay, whatever. You know, I ain't gonna trip, you know. So, anyway, make a long story short, she went off on me. She went off on me. F you, I'm grown. B, you ain't never did nothing for me. You ain't never been a mama, this, that, and the other. And I'm like, ooh, ouch. Because I'm like, okay. But I didn't even let that get to me, because I'm like, you know what? I'm going to block your butt. Don't bring your butt back to my house. Because you will not talk to me like that. You will not disrespect me, none of that. Because if I said half that stuff that you said to me, to my mama, I would be unalived. I would be unalived. So anyway, I'm like, okay, what? You know what? Don't come back to my house. I blocked her phone. I don't want to talk to you. I don't want to hear from you. That's how you feel. Stand on that. Mean big business. Stand on it. So I called her dad. I said, when you get a chance, like, come to my house, pick up her stuff. I don't want her nowhere near me. I don't trust her. She too disrespectful for me. Come and pick up her stuff. He said he was going to come pick up her stuff, y'all. That was in July. It is now the middle of November, and he has still not come to pick up her stuff. Now, let me show y'all the stuff that my daughter is talking about. Here is the stuff right here. This is her stuff that she, wants him to come and get. Now, mind y'all, it's been packed up since July, and it's been right over here, and it's not tampered with, it's not destroyed, it's not nothing, it's folded, it's nice, it's neat, it's in that bag, in a corner. He hasn't come and get her stuff. So when she entered my shop that day, 3 days ago, when she entered my shop, that's what she was screaming. Bitch, where my shit at? And then next thing I know, she hit me in my mouth. So I tried to take her head off. I literally tried to pop her head off her shoulders. I'm not gonna lie. I don't know no parent who wouldn't. So anyway, to make a long story short, my ex-husband was there. He got in between us and tried to get me off of her. But in the midst of that, she gets a piece of my hair, and she's pulling my hair. So as y'all can see, I got a bald spot where she literally pulled out my hair, as a result of him trying to break us up. So anyway, I tried to listen. So I whooped her ass all the way from the inside of my bar all the way to the outside of my bar. And he came and got in between us again. And this time, I'm standing over her, holding her like this. Because I'm tired. I ain't going to lie, y'all. You know, when you over 40, you ain't the same like you used to be. So I'm over her, like holding her like this. And he's on top of her, trying to split us up. She grabs his gun out of his holster, y'all. She grabs his gun out of his holster and say, I hate you, bitch. I'm going to kill you. And I said, oh, she got your gun. I said, she got your gun. You let her get your gun out your holster. She got your gun. So he wrestled her down now, and they fighting over a firearm. So as they wrestling and fighting over a firearm, I go inside my place of business, and I get on the phone, and I call 911. My daughter just attacked me, and she now has a weapon, and she is threatening to kill me. Now, I know what a lot of people going to say is, do you think you got to call the police? Do you think you got to press charges? Do you think that it was a way to prevent all of this? So I'm going to answer these questions very quickly. That way I don't have to try to go through the comments. I do think it could have been avoided. I think if her daddy would have came over here and got her stuff, she might have not been angry. But I do think she has some deep-seated, deep-rooted anger that has nothing to do with myself. And that's just what it is. Because she is now messing back with the young boy who used to physically and mentally and emotionally abuse her. And so she had behavior like this before when she was with him, when he was, abusing her. So I think it could have been avoided at this time. I just think maybe it would have happened a later date, or it would have been somebody else that she didn't even know that she would have blew up on or snapped on. So that's the answer to that. Second of all, yes, I do think that the police needed to be involved, because at some point it had to be de-escalated. You know what I mean? This is not normal for a mother and daughter to just be fighting like this, let alone for a daughter or a mother to pull out a gun on their their daughter or their mother. Like, it's absurd. So yes, the police needed to be involved. And because my daughter decided she wanted to unalive me, yes, I am going to press charges. Yes, I am. because I do know that the Menendez brothers killed their parents. I know them twin girls, they killed their parent, they mother. Kids kill their parents. They kill their parents. It's just as simple as that. And so my daughter will not get a chance to be successful.
Looks like this person was arrested on the 12th of November.
Yes.
Okay. She's on a 48-hour hold. If she posted bond, I can't see that. Is this person, do you know them?
That's my daughter. That is my youngest daughter. Yes, ma'am.
Oh, my
I
goodness.
am here
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
So this is actually
the
domestic
jailhouse
violence.
where they are holding my daughter for attacking me, and I'm just stressed out. Like, this is just a real bad feeling in my heart and in my soul. Like, it just doesn't feel good. Like, who wants to go through something like this with their children, or, it just don't feel good. I got my camera down like this because it do tell me not to be having cell phones out or anything like that. So,
Ma'am,
yeah.
it's going to be a little bit. You got to get back there. She is there.
Okay.
We're just confirming and everything.
Okay, so
Then
I'll just go.
We got to go back there. Are you in a car?
I am. I'm in that black Mustang over there.
All right.
I parked over there
Take
by
that
the truck.
black Mustang and put it in that 10-minute parking spot.
Right here? Okay.
Yeah, just sit there and wait for me. If anybody says anything, says Officer Haynes said it was okay.
Haynes?
Haynes, Haines.
Okay, all right.
It's different spelling from the underwear.
Oh.
Same way, okay?
Okay, thank
so, yeah,
you.
Just park right there, please.
Okay. So they have to go all the way to the back to give her the paperwork, but I definitely did go and file a restraining order, just in case. You never know what somebody is thinking, and I never thought that my daughter would do anything even remotely close to what she did, attacking me and then taking somebody's gun and threatening to kill me and things like that. Like, I never thought she would ever do something like that. And so for that to happen to me, like, I can't explain to you guys how bad it feels. Like, even just having to get a personal protection order, or having to come up here, just anything. Like, who want to send their kids to jail, or do anything to harm their children in any kind of way, for that matter? I don't. And it's really, really breaking my heart. It's really, really breaking my heart in the worst way. And it just don't feel good. It just don't feel good, but I just don't trust my daughter. I don't trust what she will do. I don't trust what she even capable of. I mean, I'm all over the place. Huh? You can't even go in. They're going to come to the door. Yep. You can't even go in at all.
Hopefully I get some luck. My brother and girlfriend is that officer that's sitting in that truck over there. Hopefully she can help me real quick.
Okay.
Why they won't let you in?
They just said can't nobody come in.
They sure ain't answering the phone.
No, they not.
That's crazy.
And I've been up here since 3 o'clock.
Really?
Yeah, and it's now 5, so I waited for their shift change and all of that.
Well, hopefully she can help me, girl. I'm just trying to get some things going on with this man. People gotta find an instant. They don't tell you nothing.
Nope. So I'm just moving my car up to the front, because the officer told me I can move it up to the front because he don't want to have to basically look for me when he's done with the paperwork. He told me to just come up here and park in a 10-minute parking. So yeah, that's what I'm gonna go do. and see what happens. I don't really know. But I've been up here since 3 o'clock. And so they had a shift change and all kind of stuff. So with they shift change, you know, I had to wait. But yeah, I'm gonna try to move this down. Well, I ain't not moving it down. This steering wheel is in the way, y'all. So anyway, not only did I have to take my whole day to come up here and do all of this, I also had to, let me make sure, hold on. All right, y'all, I'm back. I just had to take a phone call. That was my daughter's dad. Just trying to basically find out what's going on or whatever. He's planning to come and pick up her stuff. I'm not sure if he gonna do it this time or if he not. I'm just not sure about much of anything right now. But I've been up here since 3 o'clock and it is now 5:30. So I'm just kind of waiting around until they serve her with these papers and bring out the copy that they gonna give me. But as y'all can see, my face, my lip is still swollen. My body is like really, really achy because I got a tetanus shot and I got a pain shot. And so whenever you get a shot, it's gonna be a little tough. And I'm so hungry. I haven't eaten anything today because I hadn't had an appetite. I haven't had an appetite to eat anything or do anything. Like, I've really been, this is really depressing. Like, this is, depressing don't even seem like it's the right word. It seems like it's another major word that I'm supposed to be using to describe how I feel right now and to describe this situation, but I just don't have the words. My daughter attacked me 2 days ago, and I haven't been able to sleep. I haven't been able to eat. I haven't been to work. Like, well, y'all know my shop. I haven't been to my shop, my bar. I haven't. Like, I'm devastated. I'm devastated, to say the least. I was trying to wait to come on here and to make the video when I can stop crying and stuff like that and get control of myself, because I hate people who get on camera and they cry. Like, you literally set that camera up to sit there and to cry. Like, that's weird to me. So I've been trying to wait until I have myself under control to really to get on here and make a video and talk about this. And it's tough to even talk about it. But it's even more tough to talk about it and not break down. You know what I mean? Like, not literally break down. Anyway, I'm gonna try to eat some food because I haven't ate. And I gotta eat because we need food to live. Oh. But like I said, I want to go get on here with all of that. Nope. Not at all. But it don't mean that I'm not hurting. And it don't mean that I'm not sad about it. Y'all can see I ain't even try to take my hair down or do nothing. Like, I just left it alone because I got such a bad bald spot. I don't know if y'all can see it, but I got such a bad bald spot right there that I'm not even sure what I'm gonna do. I'm thinking I'm gonna just shave this whole side of my head and go from there, because otherwise I look like I got a big caddis or ringworm in the back of my head. So yeah, but as y'all can see, I got these big old bags under my eyes just for not sleeping and just worrying. My daughter ain't never been in jail. She ain't got no record. She has never done nothing like this. She is not mentally ill, not unless there's something new that just occurred. She don't do drugs. She might occasionally have a drink, but she don't do drugs. She don't do none of that stuff they out here doing, the cocaine and the, like, she don't do none of that. My daughter has 2 degrees. She not just somebody out here that don't have nothing to live for. She got a 1-year-old baby who loves her so much, and she loves him so much. But I have to move forward with this because something obviously is wrong. You ready for me? And they calling me, y'all. I'm sorry. I hadn't ate nothing since this stuff happened, and I was trying to just eat.
All right, here you go. We already faxed it, but I recommend you to take it down there tomorrow, personally walk it through.
Y'all, I had stopped recording because I didn't want to record the cop, but he had brought me back these papers for the personal protection order that I got signed, and that he took back there to get signed. And I'm a mom. No matter what my kids do, I love my kids. I'm not perfect. I don't always get it right. I mess up. Ain't no rule book to raising kids. I never will ever pretend to be perfect in any way, because I'm not. But I asked him, I'm not gonna lie, I asked him, I said, how is my baby? And he looked at me and he said, you're a very patient mom. And I just looked at him and I said, okay, thank you. He says, you're a very patient mom. even after my daughter attacked me, and even after all of this, take this out of there. Hold on, let me just move it. Even after my daughter did all of this, I still took her car and did not let it get impounded, moved it, and all of that, so that she would not lose her car, and just all of that. So I've even tried to help her, even giving what she's done, because you don't get to stop being a mama because how you feel. Even if your kids get grown, you don't, even when they get grown, let me not say if, when, you don't get to stop being a mama or a parent or a father. You just don't. You don't get to stop that. That thing is there forever. I don't care when them babies get 40, like, cause sometimes I still need my mama.